Good evening, Grand Rising for my area or whatever. It's been a little while, I know. I told y'all I was gonna be studying and getting stuff together, but on the flip side, it's like I've been feeling a certain type of way with social media, like little tidbit on that social media, like it has its uses. It's good for certain things, but I feel like it exposes a lot of people. It changes a lot of people, even though people so-called say, "Oh, I'm not about the ego." Da 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 da. Like social media, whether you recognize it, whether you're conscious of it or not, it plays into your ego. So getting in control and getting your social media habit in check is what's up. Hey boo, how you doing, Raya? Long time no speak. I guess partly on my fault, but whatever. Um, so yeah, so that was that. Like I'm like almost had it. I'm almost over the whole social media thing. I've been kind of like absent on my Instagram. I've been posting here and there, like every so often, just to let people know, I'm still alive. I'm still here. But I feel like if we are evolving into a certain level of consciousness, that should be related to real world. Like that shouldn't be, you shouldn't be just conscious and you shouldn't be just woke just for your social media. Like that should be applied in real world. So that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing on real world. I'm focused on building real world connections and real world relationships, and focusing on the real world stuff that I got going on, not just completely giving my time. We've both been really busy, and like you have dipped out on social media. Yeah, like I, I, people just people just feel like the more that they are on social media, the more that they connect with other people on social media of like minds, just validates them, and it does not validate you, nor does it invalidate you. And just it's just real nasty. You get some nasty stuff on social media, and just the whole aspect of it, the whole aspect of followers and da 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 da. Like I can't, especially for the conscious thing. Like if you're just doing it for fun, if you have a blog site, if you just showing your ass, like that, it's all good. But in terms of the work that we have to do, I feel like social media can be more of a hindrance than actually helping. Like you are so focused on trying to spread your message. You are so focused on trying to get other people to agree with you. You are so focused on trying to get acknowledgement for other people that you're doing all of that on your computer screen or on your phone screen, and you're missing everything else. So that's that with the social media thing. Not to say that, like I'm completely removing myself from it. Obviously, I'm making this video today for two reasons. So yeah, like I'm not gonna completely say like, I'm over it. I'm deleting all my shit, da da da, because I don't feel like I'm at that level yet. You still have to work at things, and social media is something I have to work at. So I would always be checking my phone, who's responding to this, who's responding to that, to the point where I'm like, yo, why am I so pressed about who's responding to what, who's saying what about, like, I don't care about that in real life. The only time I care about it is when I'm looking at my phone. So I completely turned off all my notifications, all my Instagram notifications, all my Facebook notifications, which I just recently got Facebook, which is sad because I just got it and I'm just like over it. All my YouTube notifications. So I had gotten thousands of comments. Like people are still commenting on that Afro Latinos are not black video, and it's crazy, which is half of the reason why I wanted to make this video today, because it includes other things that I've been that I've been researching and stuff. And the other half is because I do see y'all, when I do check the notifications, I do see y'all comments like where y'all been. I'm interested in this. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this and that. And I'm just like, I appreciate it. And I really don't want to be that type to be like, oh, I'm here for y'all for this and that, and it's just like, nah, I'm not ignoring y'all. I swear, I promise to you, I am not ignoring y'all. But I'm just like, I want to be at the tip top of my game. Like, I don't want to trying to kick knowledge to y'all and not be able to articulate every aspect of it, to which I see some people doing. It's so many missed messages out there, so many social media battles and little direction. Exactly. And so many people regurgitating and reiterating the same thing. Like, we do not need to beat a dead horse. There's only so many ways you can tell people about their nationality. There's only so many ways that you can tell people about, police terrorism and so on and so forth. There's only so many ways you can do it, and we don't need 100 million motherfuckers telling you, oh, you are more, da 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 da, this and that. Like, okay, we have these certain people in place who we look to for this. We don't need you to say the exact same thing we hearing from these people. Say something new. Say something that's original, that's from you. And the only way that you can do that is be like Taj. Taj didn't just get up 50, 40 years ago and just start spitting. Like, no. He has built up his reputation to now where he's been studying this for 40, 50 years, and he can articulate it in any type of way. Like, you have people today who's been studying for a year and trying to, be on that level. Like, you can't be on that level. You can't be a master in a year. You can't be a master in 5 years. You can't be a master in 10 years. Like, it's crazy how the internet and social media makes us or hypes us up to believe like, yo, we know all this shit, or I can scroll through the screenshots of my memes and like, all right, I wasn't even really trying to make this about that, about the social media thing. Like, it is what it is. People gonna do that. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna do them. So I already spent like 7 minutes, way too long, already talking about this shit. So the half part of me making this video is because I like, literally, it's crazy. That video, Afro Latinos are not black, has something like 3,000 something views, and people commented and commented and commented. The comments, like, if you're trying to be, yes, no more energy given to it. If you're trying to be spiteful on that video, peace. If you're trying to be spiteful on that video, if you're trying to make me seem like I'm dumb on that video, like, yo, your comments really make my day. Like, I sit here and I die laughing at y'all comments because they're like, and the crazy thing is, people try to convince, because you can't convince me. Y'all are convincing yourself that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I wrote down like a few of my favorite points that people keep trying to come at me about and say that, like, I don't want to say, like, I don't like using the term wrong or right, but that say that I'm uneducated about, when I'm way clearly more educated than you about this subject at hand, the subject matter. So the first comment that I have written here is, and it's not any particular order. I just went and scrolled down because a lot of it is the same thing. A lot of people keep saying the same things like, oh, my ancestors got off the ship just in a different area, so we're all African, so we're all black. Okay, are you all black or are you all African? Because there's a difference. Oh, Latino people are not American, they're Latino, they're from Latin America, and that has nothing to do with black Americans because they're black Americans and there's Latinos. So the thing is, people, again, that video title, Afro Latinos are not black, was strictly clickbait because I knew people, and it worked. I knew people was gonna click on it, but they clicked on it and they heard what they wanted to hear. They didn't hear my message because if you read the comments, you can see a lot of the things that I was saying. Okay, black, no, is it black Americans are not black. Black Latinos are not black. The black is not a race, is not a nationality, is not anything. I mean, it's not, they're not giving me problems because it's not, like I said, I was laughing at the entire thing. Like, and people people coming at me talking about my son, people coming at me talking about my hair, people coming at me talking about my looks. I don't know what I'm talking about. I look half white, I look mixed, and I'm self-hating. Like these people, like, did y'all even watch the video? They didn't even know me. And first of all, to be talking about my son, like I'm laughing, but like, yo, don't ever play yourself about my child. Like, don't ever play yourself about my child. Yes, where is a black country? We already established black doesn't have a country, black doesn't have a nation. It's, so, but we'll delve deeper into that. I think the thumbnail has my books that I have. So I have the dictionaries out. So we'll go into the definitions, because clearly these people, and I'm telling you, post your response, post where you're getting your information from, because you're so much more educated than me. Then educate me, let me know, sis or bro, let me know, please tell me, give me the thing, give me your references, and I can look it up for myself, and if I'm wrong I can change that I'm wrong. But from my research, from the definitions, from everything that I've looked at, you know so more. Black is what we identify with. It's not who we are, but we're just so used to saying that we're black. So that's just something that we're all comfortable with and that we can all be under one umbrella with. Well, what is more? Okay. There's a difference between culture and nationality. Well, duh. There's a difference between ethnicity and nationality. Well, I don't think you know the definition of ethnicity, and clearly we don't know the definition of nationality. And there's a difference between race and nationality. Well, okay, you're right. Um, People that have no intellectual material always turn up. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Or not even that, or just discredit you. Like, you're dumb. Shut the fuck up. Like, okay, that was a great comment. I appreciate your comment. Hit your thumbs down button and continue moving. Like, let's go. The funny thing is, all them people talking shit and hating, there are still more thumbs ups on that video. I mean, 10 more, but it's still more on that video than there is thumbs downs. But that's okay. And then one of the biggest one, because somebody actually tried to post some type of links to, or not links, but like try to explain how the term Latino came about, and was trying to say that it was from the US Census. And I told him, well, look up the etymology of Latino and then get back to me. And then this person said that, well, I'm young and I'm dumb and I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. So let's address this person first, because this one is ones that I can actually pull up facts. Most of them probably didn't even watch. They just looked at the title or the comments in the comments. Exactly. That's usually what happens. Or, it's long video, so they skip through and heard what they want. There are actually a few people who did actually, and this is the crazy thing. If you actually read the comments, you have people from Latin America, from Brazil, from Puerto Rico, from wherever they are, and they're saying, you know what, you are right. Because I don't identify with black. That is a US thing, da 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 da. So we're going to go to that, because this is exactly what I'm talking about with the U.S. Census, what this person said, okay? That Latino came above the U.S. Census, and that it does not mean Haitians, because that was one of the points that I made, that Haitians are Latin Americans, or Latinos. So, if you Google, right? If you Google Latino, this is, what's up? If you Google Latino, you just in that first introductory paragraph, it basically explains everything that I said in that video. But, no one wants to listen to me. They want to listen to Wikipedia. But, okay, so if you want to listen to Wikipedia, here's what Wikipedia says. Cultural ties to Latin America only used in the United States. All right? Latino means cultural ties to Latin America, but that term is only used in the United States. Outside of the United States, all those people that you deem as Latino identify with their nation. So if they're Dominican, they don't say they're Latino, they say they're Dominican. Flip side, here in Japan, they don't say that they're Asian, they say they're Japanese. They don't say that they're Taiwanese or they're Asian. They say that they're Taiwanese. They don't say that they're Asian. They say that they are Chinese. So why do we feel the need to continuously group people, and just like the whole thing we're out of Africa thing, right? We just want to group people into whatever makes us feel comfortable, okay? But if you ask somebody who was born there, not born in the United States, born in whatever country, whatever nation, you ask them, and guess what? This is just not me talking. Research, right? Because that's what happens, all right? Pew Research Center, 51% of these people, Latinos, prefer to identify with their nationality: Dominican, Panamanian, Haitian, Jamaican, Cuban, okay? 24% prefer the term Latino, okay? And this is just a census or research. It's not telling you specifically where those people are from. So of those 24%, how many people were born in the United States? How many people were born in the United States? Okay? The U.S. Census, okay, this person said that this is the U.S. Census term, right? The U.S. Census uses it to describe a person of Spanish culture regardless of race, okay? Spanish culture regardless of race. So it doesn't matter what race you are, black, white, da 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 da, right? Your races, that you are still Latino. However, it goes on further to say that the Haitians are Latinos because it's part of Latin America, right? Surinamese are Latinos, right? We don't argue that fact, right? Why is it only we arguing the fact of the Caribbean islands, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, the Guyanese, the Trinis? Why do we only argue that fact? But if you go down into South America where you have the Surinamese, which is, if you go to Suriname, it looks like you're in Africa. Okay, it looks like you're in Africa. Like if you go there and you see the indigenous people there and you walk around them, you look like you're in Africa. We have no problem saying that they're Latino because they speak Spanish, right? We have no problem saying that. But if we go above, just because they speak a different language means that they're not Latino. However, if you continue to go further into the etymology, right, you'll learn that, okay, the census, 1946, it just meant Latino or a Latin male, okay? A male of Latin descent in 1946. Not female, not a Latino, mean a Latin male. But if you go further before that, in 1856, people whose language descended from Latin. That's what Latino meant. This is what was meant by the Latino race, because the French came over here and said something, oh, look, these people look of Latin origin, so we'll call this Latin America, so we'll have a coalition with Latin Europe. So then you have to go into the etymology of the term Latin, okay? Have my etymology dictionary here. It's really simple. It's not a long definition. Latin, pertaining to Latium or the ancient Romans, okay? Designation of the portion of Italy which includes Rome. So if Latin means Roman or ancient Roman or the ancient Roman language, then how did it come to be that the French came over to Latin America and said, hey, these are Latin people here? Okay? Somebody is always lying to y'all. Somebody is always lying to y'all. And then in 1862, the term Latin America was used. Okay? So when you speak about Latinos and Latin, you really have to understand what it is you're saying. Because again, one of the other comments that I've had here is people talking to me about semantics. Okay, well, if we don't have words, if we don't know the definition of words, if we don't use those words properly, if we don't know the difference between connotative and denotative language, then us ourselves, we're not going to be able to speak or communicate properly. Because you can be saying one thing to me, that means it happens every day. Somebody from the north and somebody from the south can say the same words and mean two different things, and then they end up fighting. Well, you said this, and around my way, that means some brawling shit. But around my way, it means, some funny shit. Like, this is what people don't understand, that this language matters, and knowing language matters, and knowing how to read, how to look up etymology, how to differentiate between what it originally meant and what it was used for and what we use it for today, like the term race, okay? So, race, why doesn't it matter? Because it does not exist. It can't matter if it does not exist. So race originally meant or was denoting to nationality. Okay? So then when race became a social construct, it was used to differentiate Caucasian race, Mongoloid race, Negro race to what? Anybody? Form control. That is all it is. We love to talk about, oh, the Europeans, or the white people, oh, we using these white people this and y'all using this white people that, and you know what I'm saying, like y'all just you using those white people thing, but you, at the very basis of your Afrocentric argument, are using a European construct to validate your argument. That is the definition of contradiction. That is an oxymoron. That is moronic. That you sit there and say, well, y'all are using the Europeans, or the white people don't care about this and da da da, but you're using the exact construct they use to put your people in bondage, to put your people in slavery, to put your people at the bottom of the totem pole, that concept called race, but you holding so dearly to it. And the ironic thing is, the irony is that race meant nationality. That is all it meant. So there is no black race. There is no white race. There is only nationality, because that is the highest order. That is the highest order. You can't get no higher than nation other than the species, which is human. There's no such thing as race. Get that through your head. Period. Point blank. And then when you form your concept of race, this is the other reason that I wanted to get into this video, is because I just read an article talking about Donald Trump is trying to make some form of legislation to where he will denationalize so-called American Indians and Alaska Natives, denationalize them from being sovereign nations to race. That right there should tell y'all that race is not only lower than nationality, but is a construct, much like black, is a status construct. Because no one outside of the United States talks about race. And that's the crazy thing. These people that come to my page, I wonder how many of them actually speak to people from other nations, actually go and travel internationally, and if they do travel internationally, actually get to know the locals and talk to the people that they're visiting their country. Or do you just go to Jamaica and sit on the resort? Do you just go to, wherever and sit on the resort and chill and not get to know, and not to, like, even though I live here in Japan, I'm constantly talking to the Japanese people about their culture. Well, on New Year's, when you go to the temple, is it customary to bring flowers? Am I supposed to bring a tribute? Da, 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 da. Like, constantly. Because you immerse yourself in the culture, and that, like, as cliche as it sounds, it broadens your horizons, and it does that for a reason. But you people who sit there and sit in your box and sit in your hood, and the white man is holding me down and da 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 da, like I'm so fucking fake woke, like, yo, shut up. Like, I'm really tired of y'all comments. Like, just stop. If you feel so strongly about it, post your own video and tag me in it. Post your own video and tag me in it so I can troll your comments. But at least when I troll your comments, I'll be coming with facts. It's like it's completely ridiculous to me. It's crazy to me how y'all people just sit here and yikes, man. Like nowhere. Like I was born in the US, but my family are nationals. My dad was born in Cuba. My mother was born in Angola, which is in Africa. But we're Cape Verdean, but she was born in Angola. They have nationalities. You go to Angola, you'll see a dark-skinned person, you'll see a light-skinned person, you'll see a so-called white person. But if they were born in Angola, guess what they're calling themselves? They're not calling themselves black Angolan. They're not calling themselves white Angolan. Oh, I'm black Chinese, or I'm white Chinese, or I'm a black Japanese, or I'm Japanese Chinese. Like no one outside of the United States does that shit. Nobody. Please believe me. If not, matter of fact, don't believe me. Do your own research. Talk to people who are not born in the United States, who were born in other nations. Talk to them. Ask them. Go to Jamaica. Go to a Chinese person who was born in Jamaica. Guess what they'll tell you? Oh, my ancestors were from China, but I'm Jamaican. They don't say Chinese Jamaican. That's not a thing. They say Jamaican. Look at the motto of Jamaica. Out of many, one people. That is the thing. Nationality, one people. The United States of America is the only people that don't have that concept. Oh, I'm proud to be an American. Well, America is a continent. So Mexicans can be proud to be an American, okay? Puerto Ricans can be proud to be an American. Canadians can be proud to be an American. Brazilians can be proud to be an American because it's the American continent. It's the continent. Just like Africa is a continent. So you cannot say, when I say, what's your nationality? You cannot tell me continents. You cannot tell me colors. That is not a nationality. And like I really don't want to beat that horse over the head, but damn, y'all are mad slow with it. Like it's not that hard. It's really not. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And it's just like, yo, I really don't feel like arguing with y'all at times. Like, all right, you want to be black, be black. That's cool. And it's not the fact that I want to change it, but it's like if you know better, you would do better. If you know that black is a status, you would do better. If you know that race is a social construct, you would do better. You would work your way to figure out, okay, so then what am I? What really am I? And then your journey of knowing thyself and self-realization would come to fruition. But y'all want to be stuck in these constructs that you fighting against, talking about, oh, European this and colonialism this and you colonizer that, but you're using them same as all right. So back to the Trump thing, right? Trying to denationalize the natives and undo a lot of the things. So what they're trying to say is that it's Medicaid, right? That's what they're trying to make it a healthcare thing. But even though if you were studied before this whole thing popped off, you would know that penalizing people for not having health care, insurance, is unconstitutional, right? So the Native Americans, right? The Native Americans, the American Indians, all these other misnomers that they use, they are afforded health care but do not have to pay like taxes, they're not penalized for not having health care, but they still get afforded the Medicaid and all these other governmental programs under certain treaties and such. But what is being put forth by the Trump administration, and again, this is not just to be like, oh, fuck Trump and because like I'm not even about that. Like anybody who knows me knows that there's always two sides to the coin or the same side to one coin. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that is bullshit, but we have to understand like what is really going on, that they are trying to, and they're telling you that sovereign nations and race are two different things. Like when you are put under that box, when you are made a check box on a form, you are then relinquishing all your rights. Same as the natives, right? They're relinquishing all their rights. Once they come, okay, well, yeah, I'm a United States citizen. Check. They're not United States citizens. All right? They are not United States citizens. They are part of sovereign nations dating back way longer to treaties, which are the treaties that we should be taking advantage of because we are the original landowners, right? We are the ones who were here first. Again, going back to that one of those other comments. Oh, we were all different on the same ship. Okay, so then tell that who to people who's and people like to come at me in a whole nother different topic. Well, you're not from Africa, da, 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 we ain't all from Africa. Okay, you may not be from Africa. That's true. You may not be from Africa, but I know my roots. Like I just said, my mother was born on the continent of Africa. She was born in the country called Angola, which is on the continent of Africa. So if my mother was born there, yes, motherfucker, I can say that my mother was born in Africa, but my father was born in Cuba. My mother's father, his mother was born in Chile, and he was the one saying that we were Moors. But his mother was from Chile. So that should clue y'all into exactly what it is. It's not, oh, we were dropped off on different places on the slave ship. No, we were all one people. We ruled from this side of the world to that side of the world. It's not we were dropped off. No, we were made to think that we were dropped off, but we were always here. We were always here. They came before Columbus. That's one of the other posts I posted up because Little Yachty wore a shirt to the MTV Music Awards talking about we came before Columbus with an OMAC head on. But y'all thinking that these people don't know what the fuck is going on. Beyonce having mad subliminals about Moors. She had posted on her Snap story or her Instagram story. And I'm not even a big fan. Like one of my good friends is like a Bayhive like fanatic. Like he's crazy about Beyonce. But I'm like, you don't even peep the shit that she be putting in her video. Like he be posting stuff and I'd be like, yo, damn. She had a whole Moor sitting there with just crazy subliminals with the fez on in her video. One of her I think it was Ape Shit or something like that. I think that's called the music video her and Jay-Z just came out with called Ape Shit. And she has flashes of old paintings. Like I want to put the timeline during like Renaissance paintings or maybe even later than Renaissance paintings, but you can clearly see the Moors. Dude has a fez on. You see dark-skinned people, and they're not slaves. They're not servants. She has on turbans. Like, it's crazy. But y'all are not catching this, that all these people are nationalized. People wearing fezes, Andre 3000, Cam Newton. Who else did I post on there? Janelle Monáe wearing fezes. Beyonce had the fez in one of her Lemonade videos. I forget what, I don't like, because I'm not even really familiar with all that shit, but I just be peeping it, you know what I'm saying? Because I see other people posting stuff and I peep it. So what else does she have on there? So she had posted up on her Instagram IG story 2 hands like this, right? And on one hand is the Roman numeral 7, and on the other hand is the 5-pointed star. Like, and you think these people don't know? You can be asleep. You could be asleep, but know that all your faves, know that all the people that you look up to who think you like, who you think just about gangbang and shit, like some of them are real sleep, but the other ones who have been in the game and who know, look at Nick Cannon. Look at Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar went from saying we not black to saying we Hebrew Israelites, and then next thing you know, the next video he shows up, I think it's All of the Stars. Yes, Nick Cannon with the turban. I think it's All of the Stars with him and SZA, that he has everybody, he's surrounded with everybody with the fez on. Talking to comedic gods. Like, come on. Goofies. And then you have the so woke people who are so woke they freaking nodding off on narcoleptic asses, talking about, oh, we not Africa, we not Africans, we were Moors in Europe, and then we went to Africa. Like, what? What? Did you know the Moors carried on the Kemetic secrets and the ancient rituals and rites? Like that was carried on from the Moors. Like I said, we were on both sides of the ocean. We were in the Americas and we were in Asia and Africa. That's where we was. Like it's crazy. Like yo, y'all need to, take a nap sometimes. Like you can't be woke all the time because you forget to sleep and then your mind don't work right. Like you just don't make no sense. Like so we went from South America, went all the way civilized Europe. Africa was just what no one was there. Was the Europeans was there? The Caucasoids was there? Like what do y'all be saying? I don't something wrong with them. And this is what I'm talking about, the social media thing. Like people just scroll through social media and be like, oh yeah, that shit makes sense, or yeah, that person got mad followers and mad likes, that shit must be true. Like yo, calm down, simmer some, simmer some. Okay, and then this whole constant, not concentration camp, but the whole child detention centers, right? And everybody talking about, oh, these people are immigrants and da 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 da. Well, okay, all right, we can do this. We can do this all day. We can do this all day because we know who the true immigrants are. The true immigrants are the people who came over to this land first, right? The Europeans. They are the true immigrants. Everybody else, we family, we cousins. We just you go to your cousin's house, right? That's not you, you know, trying to colonize their house. Like, nah, that's my cousin. I'm visiting my cousin. I'm chilling. All right. But if you have a whole other stranger coming to your cousin's house, nah, you a stranger. You a visitor. You're the immigrant. That's what the Europeans are. The Europeans are the immigrants. And then they try to tell you that your cousins and your sisters and your brothers, the Mexicans, are immigrants. And then some of y'all are falling into the trap. Well, when did Mexicans ever care about black people? Like, are y'all dumb? Are y'all really that dumb? Or y'all really that unresearched? Seriously. To say that some other more melanated person, dark skinned person, whatever you with person of color, whatever you choose to say, right? That some other person don't care about y'all because that is what is portrayed, right? Or that they're going through their own version of self hate. Because like I said, you can go anywhere on the planet and see us. You can go anywhere on the planet and see us. It's not that, it's not that difficult to find a melanated person. And then if you dig deeper, you will find the Moors. It's really not that hard. Look up headdresses, ancient fez. You can see that everywhere. You'll see that here in Asia. You'll see that in Latin America. You'll see that in Europe. You'll see that in Russia, which is also part of Asia. And you'll see that in ancient America. You know what I'm saying? You can see that everywhere. And then the hidden history about, Arabic influence in Latin America and in ancient America. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm trying. Like I said, I've been up on my studies and I've been like trying to make sure that I can articulate things or I at least have a grasp of the material that I'm trying to articulate versus me saying, oh, well, I read somewhere. Like, no, like I read somewhere, I comprehended it, I double checked it, I fact checked it, I triple checked it. And everything leads back to the Moors. And the Moors is not just 711 to 1492. The Moors are way more than that. It's not just Arabic influence, right? It's not just a religion, the Islamic religion, right? Because it transcends before and much longer than 711. It transformed longer than Kemet. Okay? If you look at I think it's Idris al-Jisi, right? If you look at him, Islamic, Arabic cartographer, mathematician, right? Somebody who was talking about, the Pythagorean theorem before Pythagoras, right? Because as you know, with Greek culture or the Greek culture, they most of their, well, I wouldn't say most, but maybe all of their influence, all of their philosophies came out of Kemet, right? So if you go back and you date back further, you'll see that what we're told today is not the absolute truth. Okay? And I don't even like to talk in absolutes. But I like to be like, okay, well, this makes sense. This connects with this. This connects with this. If I can look at the entire span of world history and see certain things that connect, then that's what's going to make sense to me. That's what I'm going to hold as my truth. Not the absolute truth, but my truth for the time being. Because we are constantly learning and we are constantly changing, and that's a lot of the issues that I have with these woke folks and these conscious folks, that they're thinking in absolutes, that everything is a box. Oh, we are all out of Africa. The European is trying to get you to deny your African roots, and on the whole flip side, oh, we ain't got nothing to do with Africa. They are a whole different race of people. We started here and da da da. Like, well, how about we come to a happy medium? How about we have artifacts and archaeology that dates back to the time where continents were closer together or continents were one? How about that? Amari, what happened? Can you stop messing with him? Siblings, I tell you. Like, always constantly fighting. Anyways, so yes, that was just my little rant or whatever. Um, I encourage y'all to do your own research. I encourage y'all to not, rely on social media to tell you what you should think. Versus also as well, allowing other people, your peers, to tell you what to think. um, you know, I encourage you to do your own research. Always do your own research and always fact check anybody, even myself. Even though I presented you, statistics and facts and reference where I got shit from, like, this is what everybody should be doing on their own. Like, get off of the phone, get off of Instagram, get off of Snapchat, stop doing shit for the gram, stop, mooring it up for the gram, putting on a turban just to take a picture on the gram, and then you don't ever, or putting on a fez to take a picture on the gram, and then you don't ever wear that shit in real life. You you Nazir Akbar Alu El Bay on Instagram, but everybody on the street call you, Jamal. Like, come on, y'all gotta chill. Y'all really gotta chill. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know if I'm a be as, I don't know, should I be frequent? Like, I don't think I should be frequent as much with these videos and whatnot. Like I said, I'm taking these studies super duper seriously, so I can be fully conscious and nationalized by the time I return to y'all. When I'm doing this, it's me just sharing like what I'm thinking and what I'm learning. Like, I'm not saying, this shit is absolutely the truth. You know what I'm saying? And those of y'all who have siblings, please get along with y'all siblings. Like, you you can't force somebody to do something that you don't want to do, or force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. Like, yo, everybody is special. Everybody likes to do things their certain type of way. And I'm gonna have to go like check somebody right now. Like, yo, what are you doing? But yeah, so I don't know. I'll think about, how frequently I want to make these videos. If I just want to talk about, you know, kicking knowledge, or if I just want to talk about, random bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, quickly before I go, people were asking me on my comments, like, this was way back, asking me on my comments of Kanye West, and I think some other stuff that happened around that time, and I'm just like, yo, y'all just be getting so distracted. Like, why are you? Don't look for somebody else's opinion to help form your own. You should have formed your own opinion and then cross examine it with other people's. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have an opinion that Kanye is conscious more and he's trying to tell y'all that, da, 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 well, then where's your evidence on that? Because based on my evidence, from what I've seen, he may be around conscious Moors, but he himself is just now coming into the consciousness. And just like I said, with everybody, showing that they know who we are, Waka Flocka, Little Yachty, Beyonce, all these people, all these celebrities that y'all worship and look up to, but when they trying to give you some real shit, like that shit goes right over y'all head. You know what I'm saying? The rise of the Moors is for real coming. And I feel like, especially with all this legislation with Donald Trump trying to do, trying to undermine sovereignty of nations and put them and force them and denationalize these people, right? Because if they're denationalizing them, they're denationalizing us. So everything that we hold dear, right, can be gone up in flames. So we have to take advantage of it, and we have to be conscious enough and well studied enough to be like, yo, and I know a lot of people are out there doing it. I know a lot of people are out there doing it. But the difference is that we have so many factions, even within the Moors. We've always had factions, right? And we are our biggest enemies. We are always the one who are being divisive because we have those who are, not upright, who are not righteous, who are doing things for self, and who just want to cause division, right? Because they, for whatever reasons, whatever motivates them, whether it be money, whether it be fame, whether it be fear, okay? Because fear is probably the biggest motivator, more than money, okay? More than the fiat, I can't even call it money, more than fiat is fear, is one of the biggest motivators of people. And you have to be out like, I gotta keep my circle small. I gotta keep my circle, and I'm learning that because everybody, even though who say they with you, who think they know you, really don't. Busy Bones saying he ain't black, like, and it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. If you look, I have a third edition Black's Law Dictionary. Okay, if you look anywhere, and you have to be able, and that's what I'm saying, it's so important for us to read, because if you read the definition of black race, right, or black people, it says in contradistinction between the white race or white people, right? And that's the definition it gives you. Small definition. That's the definition it gives you. In contradistinction of the white people or white race. And then you go and read that, and then you're like, well, this don't say nothing much either. When you read white race, it's talking about, it's not scientific, it's all constructed, it's popular, it's a popular term. You know what I'm saying? So again, when people are talking about this white black thing, and still to this day, like, it irks me. Like, I'm just like, yo, you don't even, and it's in my head, I say this to unconscious more. It's like, yo, what are you talking about, black? You don't look black to me. And then they'll take it as a defense. Well, what does black look like? Well, black looks like this. This is what black looks like to me. This is black. This is black. You don't look like that. Should go to a dictionary? Black is a color, or a lack of color. Black is an adjective. You're not an adjective. And so I'm saying, dealing in real world situations, because we have all the freaking cojones in the world on social media to come at somebody and be like, you're not black, da 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 da, you ain't this, you ain't that, you're a Moor, blah blah blah. But all that is gone in real life. All that is gone in real life. Because if you're trying to get the draws, then you're trying to get the draws. You're not going to be like, oh, no, not Empress. You're not black, sis. You're not gonna be like that. You just gonna, and it's crazy to me. Like, yo, y'all have y'all social media persona and you have your real life persona. I'm trying to draw away from that shit. Like, I've been this way since day one, from before social media popped off, before freaking Facebook popped off in 2006. I was like this. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't conscious of being a more, but I was conscious of more science. I was conscious of other shit. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? There is no such thing as race. There is only one race, and that's the human race. You have human and humankind. You know what I'm saying? All right. I guess brotherly time is over there. I'm keeping this, trying to keep these videos under an hour. We're going on 50 minutes. I think that's about enough. I don't know. I'm gonna need some type of feedback if I'm to do these things at least semi regularly. Like, I'm not gonna be doing this for, no type of feedback or anything like that. I like to have conversations. I don't like to dictate. I don't like to just talk at people because that's not what I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I talk to get the feedback. So, like I said, when you have your opinion, I have my opinion. When you have your, your study and your research, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all study shit that I have never studied before. Drop it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know, and we can talk about that. Because I feel like these type of conversations are important. Too often, too many people are trying to dictate. Well, this is what I read. This is what's right. Your opinion doesn't matter. What you read doesn't matter. Like, no, I'm not like that, yo. I'm not like that. Because if I was, I would never have become a conscious more. I would have been still stuck on, well, it is what it is. You can call ourselves African, we can call ourselves black, and it doesn't matter when it actually does matter. You know what I'm saying? So that's it for me. I appreciate y'all joining me here. I've been waking up earlier, so these might be, late evenings for y'all to late nights for y'all. But it is what it is. I appreciate y'all as always. If you enjoyed, subscribe, you know, hit the notification button, get to know when I'm on. I will get the feedback from here. Try to get it like, that feedback on the Afro Latinos Ain't Black joint. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. Let me know your thoughts and your comments or whatever. But yeah, peace. Peace, I said.